Hi everyone. Well, carrying on with our lovely cow. This is as far as it is at the moment and not looking too bad, I think. Lots of building of the background and shading, sort of basic shading going on. And now I have to finish the detailed bits and pieces, the hair and the eyes, probably the nose, and also the definition of where these dark patches meet the light patches, because in the cow it's quite pronounced, it's quite a sharp, jaggedy line. And so that's all we have to do now. And it is a process that really needs to be done neatly, slowly, almost hair by hair to get a good effect. There are even eyelashes that come right down and you see them over the eyeball, and that's quite significant. So I've got to try and achieve that as well. So right, looking forward to this. Let's get on with it. Well, as you can see, I have got a rat's tail in my hand, and I've got a very, very old stone burr, which I'm just sharpening the top, in other words, taking it down a little bit to reveal some more fresh diamonds from round the side, because the diamonds go all the way down, well, quite a long way down, as you can see. The whole tapered point has got a coating of diamond. And when engraving hair, you will see now that I take it carefully. I engrave just about every hair. I know it would be nice if there was an easy way of doing this, but it definitely pays off to engrave the hairs really carefully. You will note that sometimes the hair sort of in the middle of the bunch of hair, I will stroke upwards and then I will stroke downwards as well, and kind of flick back and forth. And then where the hair is coming out to the very edge, where you've got to see a bit of hair over the edge of something, then I will make sure that it flicks outwards, so that you can see a sharper little hair sticking out. It's really important to keep looking at the picture and picking up the direction of the hair growth. And there is very obvious hair on this cow and very obvious direction. Really looks like she's taken a comb and brushed through her hair, or combed through her hair. You can see I'm working dry. I tend to work dry when I'm doing hair with a really, really sharp rat's tail. I can see clearly what I'm doing. You've already broken the surface of the glass, so it is easier to engrave even on a hard glass. this part of engraving quite therapeutic. I don't really have to think much. I don't worry about it. It's literally just looking at the picture and trying to copy roughly the same onto my glass. Where there is shadow, I definitely flick into the shadow so that the shadow, which may sometimes in some cases be darker hair, it gives the impression that the darker hair is flicking into the lighter hair. So I flick into it. Unless, of course, it's flicking over the top of a dark area. It's really difficult to explain, but once you get into it, it will be much easier, and you just get the hang of it after a while. See, I'm flicking up and flicking down. It kind of blends it all together. I have, of course, sped this film up. It's 120% of normal speed. Now this area, I have drawn, did I carry on drawing little circles? I can't remember now. There are little black spots or dimples into this area. As you can see, I'm using a Dura White smooth stone to create these little dark dimples. And I should be coming out with a little pencil polisher now. There we go. A little brown or green, if you like, as well, pencil polisher, and instantly creating the very dark effects. They're a little bit too big, but it's easy to make them big first, and then back with the rat's tail here, I am going to make them smaller by simply engraving some detail around the little dots, so the dots diminish a bit, and then they're a little bit more realistic. Believe it or not, there's not a lot more to do overall, apart from obviously all the hair. That is fairly time consuming. And the smaller details, tiny details, nose, ears, eyes, of course, or the eye. Here I've got a blue stone, an unusual stone. It's probably the only one I've ever owned. I just happen to have it, and I've been using it lately. But you can use a fair number of stones. It just gives it a little sort of half-tone roughness there, which I kind of dimpled it on. I stippled it on because this nose area, as you know, like a dog's nose, which you are most familiar with, it's got a sort of a lumpy, bumpy effect on the nose. So I'm getting that first with the stone, and then now with the rat's tail. I think it's a bit shiny, and the light is shining on those lumpy bits. Here's a Dura White again. I noticed the edge. I just needed to neaten the edge on the outer side. I apologise for the wobbly camera. It must have been the stand that it's on must have been touching my chair or something, that it seems to wobble. Right, just finishing off under the mouth. She has a sort of a lip, very small, and a little bit of a rubber effect. I've just had the rubber in my hand there, and back with the smaller rubber. A variety of dark shades on the nose. You can see at this point I'm leaving certain areas. There is an effect of ridges on the face. So at the moment I have left them without hair on them. Not sure what I do with them, to be honest. I can't remember. It is a little while ago. And anyway, they will blend up a little bit, and then I may flick them with white Arkansas. I'm not sure. I mean Dura white, rather. But this long process just seems to go on and on and on. There is a large diamond burr with, it's like a very large flame type burr. If you put that on its side, you can get a very swift action hair effect, or grass. I've used that for grass, very short strokes. Lying it on its side will give you a lot of little strokes. But I find this way is much more effective and more realistic, of course. Here I have the rather large rubber again. I like this rubber. It's a little bit more abrasive, tends to kind of blend a little bit. Nice. It blends effectively when you don't want a really harsh dark area. Dura white, and coming in and making some very gentle lines in places, which are, I know they're looking white here, but they are not, because it's the Dura white. They are quite a soft tone. But this burr is a super burr. It does cut nicely into this glass, and therefore it takes away the very gloopy, globby eyeball look, because once you add the eyelids, top and bottom, it just brings the whole thing together. eyelids definitely need to be slightly deeper so that you can see them when the light is shining sideways. You've got to be able to see that undulation, as I say, so that your eyeball is not really popping out by itself, leaving everything else flat. That's why when you do the eyeball, don't make it very, very deep. Otherwise, it won't look that nice. Here I've got the rat's tail for some very, very careful highlights on the edge of the eyeball. Terribly wobbly camera. I just can't believe it. I have to really make sure. The thing is, I get it too close to me. Now I'm about to do some fancy eyelashes. She's had some serious eyelash extensions. Oh dear. And very pretty. Yes, my dear, you just need some lippy and you're done. You've got to be careful not to do too many because you do need to see that lovely dark eye still underneath. Which I'm making slightly darker with a little pencil rubber. Yeah, as I was trying to say, I do try and have that camera, as you know, right next to me. It's on a fancy sort of arm that comes up and over and looking down on the glass, but it's attached to a wooden little shelving unit. It's almost like what you'd have by the telephone, that sort of thing, or next to the bed. And it clips onto that, and then I bring that right next to my chair, and in this case obviously it's touching my chair, so as I'm kind of bouncing around, I know the movement would be very small, but it's obviously affecting the arm. Right, as you can see, nice signature and the date. And there we go. All done. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Thanks for watching and see you again soon. Bye for now.